Hello and good morning.
Yeah.
Now the day dawns bright and beautiful.
Yeah.
Watch out for that word, beautiful. We're here for the possibilities that today can hold.
Almost as bright and beautiful as the ladies of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, but you know, as they say, it's not a competition.
Are you sure?
Every creation is made beautiful in one way or another. You just have to know where to look.
They say you can find beauty anywhere to stop it. Breakfast show. Even in the midst of despair. But then again, we can tell you that definitely beauty resides right here.
It
right
does.
here.
Here in
Absolutely.
every shape and form, but mostly in the really? In the form of three beautiful ladies and all the beautiful people that are joining us right here on the show today.
Okay, so now I think the key word for today is beauty, right? So look out for that one. And of course, that includes you making the smart decision to join us today and every other time that you actually join us right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
The designated time is 1 hour 45 minutes, so sit tight, stick with us till the very end. My name is Titilayo Oyunson.
And I am Winfrey Agbeleshe. Do stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. You can also join us on GOTV channel 27 and UHF channel 49.
So we have a brand new chef in the kitchen this morning.
Yeah.
His name is Chef Ben. Hi. All right, and he's ready to set the ball rolling in the kitchen there. So I wonder who is going to tussle for that opportunity to be in the kitchen today. Is it you or is it?
Let's see about that.
Well, we will find out. But before we give you insight into that, let's tell you what we have on today's show. Relationship is one of the things people look forward to on Wednesdays. Now, Michelle Emogware is back on relationships this morning to discuss the root cause of domestic violence, dysfunctional parenting, and societal conditioning. Michelle is a certified family life and CBT practitioner and founder of Insight to Wellness.
And of course, beautician and CEO of Ewa Hair, Onyin Onarinde, will be joining us on Hair DIY to showcase 5 different styles to make when you want to make a fringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are different ways to fringe
Wow.
your hair.
To fringe your hair. Okay.
It's been a while. I need to go and find my fringe wigs.
This heat will not allow me.
Really? And then we move on to a chat with publisher, analyst, and founder, CEO of Exquisite Magazine, Tewa Onosanya. Now, she is the organizer of the Eloy Awards and Conference. This year marks the 14th edition of the awards. We're going to be finding out what they have in store for us this year. Yeah, so I'm pleased to have been nominated for an Eloy Award this year.
Yeah.
For On-Air Personality of the Year TV.
We're proud of you,
Thank you.
TT.
Thank
you
you.
definitely do deserve it.
Oh, well. There's a whole process of voting and everything that's going on the nominations page.
Yeah.
But then it just goes to show that there's so many amazing women doing great things.
Yeah, sure.
There's a whole list of great personalities, people that have, made some moves to make sure that they made an impact in their world in a small way.
Yeah.
I've always tried to do something every single year that is focused on giving back. And I'm hoping to do so again this year.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. We actually see, I remember your giveaway last December.
Last
a lot
year.
of people actually got like a lot from that. And it was really, really nice. I mean, people were touched. I witnessed some people crying and things like that. And you really never know who actually is watching and who actually needs that. And that's great, right? And of course, I remember Tewa, even back when I was presenting somewhere else. I've interviewed her before. And watching Eloy grow, I remember when it started, I remember the struggles of that time, and now see how big it is, see how different other great women actually come together to hold this brand together. I think she's done a really great job celebrating women, and we actually definitely need more spaces for that. right
Even
here.
in your own small community, what have we done to like celebrate ourselves? Like right here in the office, I think we should find a way to celebrate ourselves.
We do now. We have Lollipop Awards.
Lollipop Awards. Yes, we do. But
looking forward to that one.
I can't wait for that. Actually, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Speaking about lollipops, let's check out the weather and see if it's raining any.
Hello and welcome back. It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson, and we're starting in Nigeria's north-central state of Jos, where hours ago, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, said his administration will provide jobs for the youth, revamp the economy, and secure the country. The former Lagos State governor made the call in Jos at the flag-off of the APC presidential campaign. Funom Joshua reports.
The flag-off of the APC presidential campaign in Jos, the capital of Plateau State. Thousands of supporters of the APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, have traveled from across the 17 council areas in the state. The arrival of the party's flag bearer into the Rampound Township Stadium is also part of what many of his supporters wanted to see. The presence of governors elected on the platform of the APC and presidential aspirants in the party also added color to the first major campaign rally of the ruling party.
Congratulations, APC, and congratulations, President Buhari, for being able to produce your successor. It is all about the younger generation. It is all about the youth. It is all about generations yet unborn.
We want to reassure our women and our youth that we are going to be there for you. We are going to support you, and we want you not to be afraid.
The APC is asking for the votes of Nigerians, and in return, the Tinubu-Shettima presidency promised to improve the general well-being of citizens and fast-track national growth and development.
Get your PVC ready. Be confident. Be determined. Be resilient. Know you have two brothers, Shettima and Ahmed Bola Tinubu, to do the job.
He is a man our country needs now. Asiwaju is a man of the people, all of the people, and in all parts of the country.
We assure you that we are going to have more than 2/3 of the senators of Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari's presence was a confirmation of his commitment to campaign for the election of his party flag bearer, Bola Tinubu, as president. The president is also confident that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu will win the election and ensure good governance in running his administration. Funom Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
Outside Nigeria, Indonesian President Joko Widodo has opened the G20 summit in Bali, Indonesia, with a call to end the war and bridge the wide differences as Russia's war on Ukraine presses forward. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak specifically criticized Russia's war in Ukraine, calling it barbaric. Mr. Sunak tells Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, who is attending the G20 in Bali instead of President Putin, that his country should leave Ukraine. This is the first time a British Prime Minister has directly confronted a senior Russian official since the invasion began. Earlier on Tuesday, Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky appeared at the G20 via video link, calling for the war to be stopped. The summit is expected to take steps to address food security affected by Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for us to take the dailies now. I'll be starting with the Nigerian News Direct. And for the major headline here, we have average Nigerians risk threat of poverty trap as inflation hits 21.09% for the riders. We have stakeholders lament high cost of living crisis. Experts highlights flooding. Nigeria design 2023 election as inflation influences factors. We have that on page 4. And to the very top there, we have UNWTO Confab. Minister hypes Nigeria as hub for global events. Osun Election Tribunal. Why PDP patrons are bitter. Omipidan. We have that on page 3. And right beside that, we have 5G spectrum license will not be issued to operators who underutilize it, NCC EVC. We have that on page 27. And moving right there beside the image we have there, Eric So Foods laments frustration of indigenous manufacturing companies by MDAs. We have that on page 2. Kogi State wins World Bank's Fiscal Transparency Revenue Mobilization Award. And right beside the second image we have there, APC flags off presidential campaign in Jos, urges Nigerians to shun opposition. We have that on page 3. And below that we have Governor Abiodun presents 2023 budget to Ogun Assembly Thursday. We have that on page 12. And that's all we're taking for the News Direct. Moving quickly on to The Nation. Right here for the major headlines, we have Tinubu, bright days ahead. We have those stories on pages 2, 4, and 28. At the very top of the dailies, we have 3 local operators reject Nigeria air offer. Court halts airlines takeoff. We have that on page 4. To the side of that, we have 26 Nigerians, foreigners, arraigned for oil theft. Zero tolerance for maritime crimes. We have that on page 5. And right below the major image there, to the left of the papers, we have Buhari Adamu, governors rally voters for APC candidates at campaign kickoff in Jos. President makes case for Tinubu Shatima victory, while Labour will back him by Aremu. And at the strip at the very bottom there, we have Kogi wins World Bank's Transparency Award. We have that on page 18. 6 BDC operators arrested. We have that on page 6 or 8. And that's all we're taking for The Nation. And we're moving quickly on to The Punch. And right here for the major headlines, we have Tinubu campaign. VIPs hit platoon with 30 private chartered jets. We have that on page 2 and 5. Tinubu promises to neutralize terrorist criminals, assures supporters no election winner will be denied mandate irrespective of party. Buhari, president gives Tinubu flag. Lagos lawmaker slumps, dies after rally. And to the very top of the paper, to the very left, we have Soludo's position doesn't reflect Southeast stand, Obi, page 28. To the right of that, we have Can meets Tinubu, Atiku, Obi today, page 8. To the right of that, we have Court halts Nigeria air. Minister says project unstoppable, page 17. And right there to the side of the masthead, we have exposed criminals on Lagos-Ibadan Express. IG tells communities. We have that on page 28. Scrolling down now below the image we have there, we have Ngige hates ASU, responsible for health pay lecturers. We have that on page 26. And below that, at the bottom of the paper, we have Diri Carpet's minister for downplaying Bielsa flood. We have that on page 6 or 8. BDC operators kidnap colleague's 8-year-old child in Lagos. We have that on page 5. And to the right of that, we have Nigeria's pollution hits 216 million. Nigeria's population hits 216 million. We have that on page 17. And that's all we'll be taking for the dailies right now. We have some fitness coming up. Do stay tuned.
Hi and welcome, and look who it is, the 3 lovely ladies.
Yes,
we are Nigeria. So just so you're aware, those earrings, they're not going home with you today.
And this hair is also not going home with you today.
In my handbag.
Are you sure you all want me to go home
No,
fully clothed?
This blouse.
Just the earrings.
Okay.
Everything you're wearing.
I could start.
Yes.
That's stripping.
But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Well, congratulations on a successful showcasing
Thank you.
at Lagos Trade Fair.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, we're so proud
Even
of
if you didn't show up.
There was a post that Winfrey just happened to highlight for us earlier on. Go ahead.
For this one,
So,
apropos mode.
You have to offer receipts, please. What do you mean? So my friend who's supposed to get married next month, not my friend though, that's what the post said, just found out she's pregnant, right? She's thinking of an abortion because if the church finds out, they won't wed her. They are both confused. In brackets, the groom is a youth leader in church. The church does test few days to every wedding. It's part of the requirements, and cards have been shared.
Wow.
Yes, meaning invites have gone out.
Okay.
So,
The
in this situation, what would you advise?
first question is not Immaculate Conception, right?
Oh,
Just to be clear. 1, 2, is it the grooms? That's my second question.
Oh, well, the way the thing was phrased, yes.
Seems like.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think there's anything new under the sun, to be honest. I don't think they'll be the first couple to go through something like this. But cards have been shared now. An event has to happen.
So now, I think for me, where my mind is actually going with this is I don't know whether to use the word entitlement or responsibility,
Okay.
quote and unquote, of the church.
Okay.
Right, in things like this. So now, I mean, I got married a few months ago, and I know it was a hassle,
Yeah.
right?
Going back and forth.
Yeah, exactly, based on different reasons, do you understand? And I'm thinking now, okay, so the church, I mean, preaches
Abstinence.
exactly,
Yeah, that's
which
the
is
word.
usually the crux of their
Conversation.
thing, right? However, people are now trying to join their lives together and get married to do things the right way. However, the same church that preaches this abstinence, in some cases, they actually now seem to be the ones standing in the way of people trying to do the right things by putting up these rules and all of that. Do you understand? In my case, like, this has happened, it has happened. So, of course, the church now puts in pregnancy test few days to the wedding. Obviously, the pregnancy is not going to disappear. Do you understand? So what now? What is there? How? What's the...
If I were
Why?
the couple, I'll just go ahead. I mean,
That's
who
it.
says the church wedding is marriage
only-
rights?
exactly.
Right. I mean, in this climb, in this climb, the legal one, that's the court wedding, is actually the one that is legal, that has the legal binding.
Yeah.
And then the traditional
In this
one.
climb, it's
yes.
the traditional one.
And then the
simply
traditional
because-
one, yeah. So court
The court
and
one is for
traditional.
papers, so that you're able to travel.
So outside of that, I mean, I'll just go ahead with the other two if the church is going to stress me, because really, I feel that religion just, tries to complicate things for people.
Sometimes,
So,
really.
but I
Yes,
have to
just
say
go
that the
ahead.
church plays a major role in family life, for the future of the couple. Those who do
Do they
proper
do?
marriage counseling, those who do, I'm not sure every church does proper premarital counseling.
Yes.
They give you very important insights
But now
into
we
how
have
to live.
professional counseling.
Now we
as
have
well.
professional
Yes,
counselors.
but the one in the
Yes.
church, really,
What
the one
makes
in the
it
church,
any different, Titi?
well,
No, it does, because, okay,
does.
but then again, there are actually professional counselors that actually use biblical principles. Do you understand? But it's not under a church.
And then you go and find the one that uses biblical principles.
That is exactly the one I
And then
used.
you guide your marriage
And that's
under
what I'm
those
saying now.
principles,
Yeah.
and you go ahead and get married. I just really do see, like I mean, the church sometimes should just make things easy on people.
Yeah.
That is not saying that's not taking away from, whatever guidelines or whatever
course,
principles
I
or whatever
think so.
rules they have regarding marriages. I mean, that stands. However, whichever church wants, whatever guidelines
Yeah.
or whatever that the
so
church has.
there
go
are
ahead and-
guidelines because of certain health situations, blood
Yes, of
genotype
course.
and
Yes,
the
of
like.
course,
yes.
that,
People
That
who have
should be-
been married before.
that should be basic,
and
to
the
be
law-
honest.
But that's the thing; it all happens during that process.
But do you know sometimes the church, literally, they don't do all that. You know, most times,
Wow.
seriously, most churches that actually have the strictest rules,
Yeah.
sometimes they don't even do all that check.
All the
And
background
to
checks,
be honest, I
fact
wouldn't even advise any couple to literally just limit whatever thing exactly to the church.
You
You're
do
doing
your
a
own
medical,
tests.
you should know
Yeah.
you should be doing medicals. It's
Yeah.
meant to be like a basic hectic thing to do.
So I think a lot of couples get wrapped up in the glitz and glam of preparing for a wedding, and they don't understand all the other technicalities. So the church tries to step in. But we would love to know your thoughts. Please give us some insight. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
But the belly has entered, Sha.
We have to go on a quick break now, people. Stay with us.
It has entered.
And we are back. It's time for the kitchen segment. And with me is Chef Ben. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And this morning, he's taking us on a journey on the water, like an ocean sea ride. Because when I hear Mediterranean, that's actually what comes to mind. And this morning, he's making Mediterranean seafood pasta. Fantastic. Let's run through the ingredients for the meal.
Okay. Here we have our penny pasta.
Our penne pasta.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have our tiger prawns.
Ooh, those prawns are really big.
We have our calamari here.
Okay.
We have a cauliflower. We have here carrots. We have black pepper. We have oregano spice. Here is garlic and ginger paste. And we have our parsley. And here we have our concassé. Here we have our green bell pepper and red bell pepper.
Okay.
Here we have the seafood, crayfish maggi. And we have here our Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
Yes.
Okay. You said something about seafood seasoning.
Yeah.
There's actually a seafood seasoning.
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. Now let's get started. What are we starting with? I'm guessing the pasta, right?
The pasta first.
Okay. So do you mind explaining the process for the pasta?
The pasta?
That's for the recipe. What's the process? Sure. What do we start with?
We start with the pasta first. We have to boil it first.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, we steam it out.
Okay.
Then we start the process of making the pasta, the seafood pasta.
Okay. This sounds like a very interesting and easy recipe.
Sure.
Yeah? We're working with a lot of seafoods here. That's why it's called Mediterranean seafood pasta. Even our seasoning cubes are actually seafood infused, right?
Yes.
I can't wait to taste it. I mean, this is all going to come together so nice. Then, of course, we have our Parmesan cheese, which are very healthy. Right, so let's get started on our meal.
Okay.
Do you need help with anything? Okay, I'm just going to put this on for you.
Okay.
If you're just joining us with me in the kitchen this morning, it's Chef Ben. And we are making Mediterranean seafood pasta. We are going to begin cooking our penne pasta. Okay, so our heat is coming up.
Yep.
Coming on, and we have our tiger prawns, we have our cauliflower. Ooh, cauliflowers are like broccoli, right?
The same family.
Yeah, the same family, but and they're so healthy. They are packing on nutrients. Who says you can have your pasta without some, nutrients infused in them? And cauliflowers definitely has that. It's a rich vegetable. I call it a luxury plant. So let's take our water from here. If you need water, let's take it from here.
Okay.
Yeah, we have some water here for you. So go ahead and make do with them. So are we just going to wait for our water to heat up?
Yeah, sure. Before we add the pasta.
Okay, and then after we add the pasta in, what's next?
The next thing is to start the process of making the pasta.
Okay, so for the are we making use of vegetable oil? Are we going to use another pan for it?
Yeah, we are going to make use of olive oil.
Okay.
Olive oil.
All right.
That's the first thing.
Okay. That's a lot of water, actually.
Yeah.
So we're going to parboil our pasta first.
No, I need another pot.
Sorry? No, go ahead and take it. Right. So first up, we're going to parboil our penne pasta, and then we begin the process for the cooking. This is coming on. We're just going to wait for our water to heat up in a bit, and then we'll begin. With me is Chef Ben, and we've got quite a spread here. We have a lot of vegetables. We have our calamaris. Not a lot of people like calamaris still. I love them. But if you do not have access or if you can't have access or find access to any of these veggies that we'll be working with, please feel free to use any other thing. What other options, alternatives can we use? It replaces, for example, the calamari or the tiger prawns.
Okay, in case you don't want to use the calamari, you can use fish.
Fish?
Yeah.
You could use like any kind of fish. Okay.
You have croaker fish there. Or, croaker fish.
Yeah, we could use that, okay.
Sure, yes.
Right. And then for the cauliflower, do you want to suggest any other alternative?
Yeah, you can use broccoli.
Okay.
You can use marrow. marry, yeah. Or you can use pumpkin as well.
Pumpkin leaves. Now, that everyone's going to find everywhere. Okay. We've started cooking. We're going to begin cooking in a bit. And so while we're getting things started here, let's head over to the couch for some discussion with Winfrey.
Thank you so much, okay, so right now it's time for relationship. And of course, Michelle Emogware is back with us on relationship this morning to discuss the root cause of domestic violence, dysfunctional parenting, and societal conditioning. Now, Michelle is a certified family life and CBT practitioner and the founder of Insights to Wellness. Welcome once again to Wake Up Nigeria. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start off asking you, I'm sure you heard our conversation when we had coffee gist. What would you say would be your take now to the couple? Now, they just found out that they're pregnant and the wedding is coming, but the church won't wed them. So what would you say in that situation? What would you advise?
The truth is, I mean, if we're being honest, before the time, before the church wedding, I'm sure they would have gone to the registry. A lot of people do that. They go to the registry, they do the traditional wedding. They're already married.
Basically. But, you know, our demand is now a use
yeah, so I get the part where, you know, you have to do this before God and before the church.
Yeah.
So if the church doesn't wed them, I remember a similar situation. This time it wasn't that the girl was pregnant. I think maybe they skipped maybe counseling or something. The church said, we're not going to wed you.
Exactly.
So what they did was they got another pastor who was happy to wed them because, I mean, invitations have gone out. You're not going to cancel your wedding. So, I mean, if your church is not going to wed you, maybe find a pastor who is happy to wed you. There might be some other consequences. They may be asked to leave or something. I don't know, but I'm sure they can always get someone else to wed them.
Yeah, of course. I think that definitely is one that I will take because, I mean, marriage is before God, really, not before a judge or a pastor. Anyways, let's not get carried away. So now we're here to talk about the root cause of domestic violence, amongst other things. So now let's start with the topic. Now, it seems like one that's really broad, considering the fact that, I mean, we started last week talking about why people still stay in abusive relationships. So now, what would you say is the root cause of domestic violence?
Okay. So let me just talk very quickly about what domestic violence is. It's referred to as intimate partner violence. So when we talk about domestic violence, people often think about what happens between people in an intimate relationship. But there are other forms, like what happens even between parent and child in the name of discipline. It's a form of domestic violence.
Very true.
There's also child-to-parent violence, where the parent is the victim.
Wow.
Yes, it's also a form of domestic violence. So it includes, you know, using force, intimidation to control a person in a domestic setting, so family in this case. It could be emotional, it could be financial, it could be sexual. So if you're trying to force someone to do what you want against their will and you're using, you know, physical means, violence in any form.
In any form?
In any form is domestic violence. In fact, people don't know that the silent treatment is a form of emotional violence. Yes, it's a form of emotional violence. So anytime you try to coerce someone to do what you want in a family setting, in an intimate relationship, it's a form of domestic violence.
Okay. So now that you said this, now it opens our eyes to say a whole lot of things. Meaning, I don't think there's anybody in any relationship in this Nigeria. Like you say, you've not actually experienced one form of domestic violence or not. So now, where would you say we pick these traits and habits from? Because I feel, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe like growing up or as kids and everything. Because the main thing is actually to address and find out what the root cause is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so where would you say, I mean, these traits and behaviors may have been triggered?
So I would say it's basically from society and families. So society has... So society is there to tell us what to do, tell us how to live. And the family, you know, helps sort of spread this message. So if society says, for instance, at 25, you should be married, your family will ensure that at 25 you'll be married. Please, make sure you're married, that sort of thing. So society sort of lays the rules, and it's passed on in families. So as a people, what kind of people are we, if you think about it? Are we kind-hearted? Do we have a lot of empathy? Or are we aggressive? So if we're an aggressive people, you would find that that aggression will just be a part of who we are. So we believe that if we don't get what we want, we should use force to get it. So it's sort of like our conditioning. And then in the home, you know, it's, for a lot of people, it's the conditioning as well. I mean, if a child misbehaves, what do we naturally do? Like before I had children, I knew I was going to cane my children because I was caned.
Yes, nah.
Do you understand? So it's just the way it is. And we don't think that there are other options. So when we're not happy, when we're not getting what we want, the natural reaction is to be violent.
It's to be violent. And
so
probably
we need to start, you know,
consciously
become conscious of
it. So now, what would you say will be a better reaction? You want something to go your way, and then you're not guessing. So what would you say would be a better reaction to get to that thing that you want?
So again, you want to ask yourself, why do I react this way? Because if you don't even understand that your reaction is not appropriate, that your reaction is hurting someone, you're just going to keep doing it. So you want to understand, what is it that, why do I react the way I do? That might take you back to your childhood, where you might start uncovering some kind of trauma. And if you're able to heal your pain from the roots, naturally you would start responding differently. So it's always important to pause and ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? Is there another way to react this way? What meaning am I giving to this person's actions that is making me want to, you know, be violent?
Act like this.
And then who does it serve when I react this way? Really? So those are questions you need to ask yourself. And once you start asking, once you become more intentional, you would find that there are other ways of resolving conflicts.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, that, as much as that makes a whole lot of sense, a lot of time we happen to, okay, fine, I want something this way. Some people will believe that, okay, fine, I have to do what I need to get what I want. And it's just as if, okay, fine, if I don't act this way and I act normal, as if, okay, it's important, but not really, the other person might take advantage of that exactly and take for granted. So how do we now balance out, just quickly, briefly, how do we balance out that feeling of, okay, wanting something, wanting our way, but at the same time not feeling taken advantage of, but feeling taken
and that's a very important question, because often if anger, and I'm sure I've said this before, anger is like a messenger. You're trying to, there's something that your anger is telling you. So one could be that you're being violated.
Oh, yes.
For a lot of people, if you don't, you know, show that you're angry, they won't understand.
They won't understand.
They won't give you what you want. But the truth is, you want to ask yourself what kind of person you want to be, because you can't go around being angry and being violent. Remember, we're talking about domestic violence here. You can't go around being angry and hurting people just to get what you want, you know. So at the end of the day, what kind of person do I want to be? Can I set boundaries with these people so that I'm not constantly being triggered? And that should always be at the back of your mind. You will get what you want. Sometimes you may not get what you want, you know, so, but who do you want to be at the end of the day?
At the end of the day. Okay, thank you so much. Conversations with you are always so seamless, smooth, and very enlightening. Thank you so much. And of course, you'll be here again next week, and we'll continue on this particular topic. Thank you. So now that's all we're taking on relationship for today. But then again, do not go anywhere, because there's still so much to come right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We'll go on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
And something we look forward to every Wednesday is our DIY segment. We've been focusing a lot on hair of recent, because we know the ladies love to look good. That's why we invite Ewa Hair to the building. Talking about Oyin Onoride. She has been giving us insights into, you know, making our wigs, our hair look amazing, and she's here yet again today. We have 5 different ways we can style a fringe hairstyle or a wig, and she's going to be giving us a little insight into that today. Thank you for joining us once again.
Hi, Titin.
All right, so we have a standard fringe straight hair here on Zainab. Thank you, Zainab. So what else can I do with this? Because it just looks basic. It looks like it's supposed to just stay in place, and there's not much else I can do with a wig like this.
Right. Okay, for this is, you know, the regular full fringe. So basically, you can have it just the way it is, just like this, and you can decide to, take it back a little bit.
Okay.
And then you can decide to, pack it up and make it look like a ponytail.
Okay.
So you could have like a full ponytail because most of our wigs are full all the way to the back.
Okay.
So you could, have it like a ponytail. And if you don't want that, you could have it like this.
Okay, all the way to the side?
All the way to the side.
Okay.
And then I could take like a little, band. I could take like a little band and then I had it up to my fringe. And then,
Style it more.
make it look stylish and make it look, trendy. It's beautiful. There's a lot more to bangs and you could do like so many styles with it.
So it does feel like fringes might be coming back.
Right.
Because a lot of people are tired of all the drama that happens with the gluing and the sticking and all that.
Right.
And frontals are also expensive.
Right.
So this does look like a better option for someone like me. So maybe I'm thinking about bringing my fringe back. But that full fringe in front, it does seem to, have some challenges when it comes to maintenance. So how would I maintain this?
Okay, so basically, like you said, if you have like a long hair at home and you don't want to get a closure or a frontal, so you could, do a fringe. And for the, the way it is full all the way to the front, you could take it to the side a little bit.
Okay.
Like if you, are tired of that same full fringe style, you could take it to the back, to the side a little bit, and then you pin it down with a little pin or something.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's it for this model for now. Our next model is going to be stepping in. Thank you, Zainab. But I can see you're also wearing a fringe.
Right.
Is it comfortable?
Yes.
People are often worried about heat.
Yes, it's pretty comfortable. Most times, like, sometimes I don't like to wear makeup, So I just go on my fringe to cover my face a little bit. I just have those kind of off days for myself, and I don't want to, feel too heavy. So I just take up on my fringe, and then I'm good to go.
We have another model with us here. Victoria is here, but this is a curly fringe. Talk to us about this one.
Okay, so this is a coily fringe, It's also a full fringe as well, all the way to the front and all of that.
Yeah.
So if you are a kind of person that, African hair texture, basically, it's coily. So if you have a coily hair, most definitely, coily fringe style is something to try on.
Okay.
So, just the way she's wearing, like, a little bit accessory to this.
This is a scarf or is it a headband?
It's a scarf.
It's a scarf, okay.
Yes, it's a scarf. So, she's tying it up if you're feeling so hot, because at times the fringe could make you feel hot and all of that. So you could tie it up, with a band just the way she has it on.
But, if it was longer than this, would it still be stylish, do you think? I don't know if that would work.
Yes, if it was too long, then it's going to be covering up her face.
Okay.
But just the way it is, it's off her face. And then, so she's a bit comfortable and all of that. And she could also remove the scarf.
Okay.
Just leave it down.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you. All right. So obviously, you can't really move that one too much around. You can't really move it to the side like those straight hair.
Right.
Huh? Next model. Good morning. Hi. All right. So what do we have here?
Yes, we have, something like a color block. Okay. I'm going to call this a color block. So because I like to play with colors a little bit, at times it get boring to have just, one colors in your fringe style. So you could, top it up with, like two colors a little bit. Yeah, she has burgundy and color 1B right here where she has it on. If you don't like burgundy, you could use like, you can match colors together and we could make the fringe area just one color and make, the other side just another color. Right. So, just a way to play out with your fringe and all of that.
So I've noticed the difference between this particular fringe and the one you're wearing. You've curled yours into a bob, and this is a little straight.
Right.
But I feel like you can't really do many other styles with this. With the longer one, you could pack it up.
Right.
But with this one, it kind of has to stay this way.
Yes, it has to stay this way because of the texture of the hair.
Okay.
So now the texture of this hair is a bone straight hair.
Okay.
So, you know, bone straight hair, like we, you know, talked about, is something straight. You know, you can't bob it. You know, it just has to stay just the way it is, you know. And you see most of all this highway fashion, you know, they wear more of like all this sharp cut, bone straight hairstyle.
Yeah.
So, you know, this artist has its own style, like I said. And the fringe is not so full in the front.
All right.
It's a little bit scanty. So this is perfect for those.
All right, then. Thank you so much. So we've seen 3 different lengths of hair now. Thank you, Momo.
Thank you.
We've seen 3 different lengths of hair now, 3 different styles of fringes. Do we have one more? We have one more. Okay, so this is another fringe look, but it's also another curly wig.
Right. Yes, this is another coily wig. You know, compared to what Victoria was wearing, this is not as full as what Victoria was wearing. Okay. So if you're a kind of person that you don't really like something very heavy, you know, kind of look, like this would be a perfect style for you. You could wear this to work. You know, it's very versatile. You could do a lot with this. You know, you could also take it to the side, you know. You could take it to the side.
You could take it to the side. And the curls are quite bouncy. I think there's a name for this particular curl.
Yes, this is, you know, this is what they call bouncy hair.
Okay.
Yes, this is the bouncy hair. So no matter how much you try to brush it, it's still going to remain, you know, bouncy. It has this bouncy look. So the more you brush, the more it gives it volume.
All right, fantastic. So these are all human hair wigs, are they?
Yes, 100% human hair.
Okay, amazing.
Wigs.
So this looks very lovely. I like this. I love the texture. It's also a little shiny.
Yes.
But I'm always still worried about heat. I can't really make any other adjustments in front, can I?
Yes, you can. Like, you know, you could twist it a little bit.
Okay.
Like if you want to twist it, I could twist it a little bit all the way to the side. You know, all the way to the side. I could make it like this.
Okay.
And then I hook it up with my
hairband.
With my hairband.
Okay, fantastic.
I hook it up with my hairband.
Easy.
Sorry.
Got it. Aha. Just to hold it in place.
Just to hold it in place, and I, you know, take it to the side.
Okay.
So
looking good. All right. I love it. I love the accessory of the hairbands. I think we have one more model. Do we have one more wig?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Loving the looks so far. Okay. Now, this is similar to what you have on now.
Right.
But this is not a bone straight hair, is it?
No, it's not a bone straight hair. It's a regular straight.
Okay, all right. All right, I'm loving what Victoria's wearing on set right now. I think it fits her skin tone. Right. But gold is a risky color to choose, am I right?
Yes, it is, you know. But funny enough, at times, when you wear blonde hair, you know, golden hair, you know, it just has a way of, like if you are dark skin and you're wearing something bright, it has a way of, you know, bringing out that color. You know, like Victoria is like more of like a brown skin, you know, wearing the brown and the golden hair, it really brings out that color.
Okay.
So if you, I just wanted to mention something, if you're a kind of person that, you know, like you like to have your off days and all of that, and you don't want to, you don't want to do too much.
Yeah.
You could wear a little bit heart.
Okay.
You could wear a heart.
Let me do that for you. Aha. Lovely. That actually changed everything just now. Changed everything. The look has just transformed in my eyes. Ultra stylish, and it looks very easy to maintain, but that fringe in front. Any advice for storing fringe wigs overnight?
What you could do is, you know, you could go up your hair all the way like this.
Yeah.
You know, and then you try hold it, and then you
just comb it forward.
You know, comb it all the way.
Okay.
You know, and take your straightener and, you know, put it out a bit, and then it stays just the way it is, and then your skin, the hair is not touching your skin. Okay. So, you know, that way it keeps it off.
All right.
It keeps you off from heat and all of that.
All right, then. Thank you so much to Ewa Hair and Beauty. We have Oyin Onorinde helping us out every single week on DIY segment for the past few weeks, and it's been an interesting journey. We've had some amazing models too. Thank you so much, Zainab, Momo, and Victoria for showcasing for us. We have quite a lot coming your way right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
It is the top of the hour, people. You are welcome. And of course, you know that the next 45 minutes or less than 45 minutes is going to be a hit after a hit. Remember, in the first hour, we took you through what we were making here in the kitchen. And of course, we have Chef Ben with us here in the studio, in the kitchen, making Mediterranean seafood pasta. Yes, he's taking us to Italy this morning, and I'm super stoked. Right, so let's run through the ingredients quickly and take us to where we're at right now, Chef Ben. Let's go.
We have olive oil here.
Yeah.
So we have calamari, we have tiger prawns, we have carrot, we have parsley, we have paste.
Ginger.
Yes, ginger and garlic paste.
Okay.
And we have black pepper. We have oregano spice. We have here Parmesan cheese. We have the penny pasta. We have cauliflower. We have tomato concasse. We have here green pepper and red bell pepper.
Yeah.
And we have seafood. Fish seasoning.
Okay, great. So what is penne pasta? What's a pasta dish without our garlic sauce and our Parmesan cheese? So quickly, let's get cooking. So now that we have parboiled our penne pasta, what's next?
Yeah, we start the process.
So first we're heating up our vegetable oil.
Yes.
Okay. So that pan's been hot for a while.
Yes. So
great.
we have calamari.
Calamari. Ooh. Nice.
Okay.
So how long are we going to fry that on for?
No, on that 1 minute.
Okay. So calamaris are very delicate. You need to be careful while frying them, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So now
we add our prawns.
Prawns, our tiger prawns.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now that that's in there, what's going in next?
Well, now we will let it to saute it for a while.
And then when that is ready, what's
add our garlic
and ginger paste
yeah.
to give it an extra flavor.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, at what point does the seafood seasoning go in?
That is after 5 minutes of sauteing it.
Okay,
yeah.
So we are going to saute our calamaris and tiger prawns, put in our ginger and garlic paste, and then all of the other ingredients are going in and our coconut milk. So basically it's like making your stir-fried fried rice, right? Great. Okay, guys, we've got Titi and Winfrey on the couch.
In the kitchen, there's macaroni and calamari. Yes, I'm in a dancing mood now. Let's shimmy, 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 shimmy for the food. Love it. Thank you, Eben, for enlightening us on what we will be consuming.
Right, very true. The calamari looks so juicy and welcoming. Absolutely can't wait to know what that tastes like. Okay, so right about now, we have so much more coming on right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And next up, we'll be having nutrition. We'll be joined by Omawumi Fadairo to discuss nutritional modification for the elderly. Now, Omawumi is a registered nurse and a public health advocate who is on a mission to limit the rate of preventable deaths in Africa by at least 20% by 2030. Now, that is a very, very good agenda. Yeah. And then for our last guest, we actually moved to a chart with publisher, analyst, founder, and CEO of Exquisite magazine, Tewa Onasonya. Tewa is also the organizer of the Eloy Awards and conferences. Definitely, this marks the 14th year of the awards, and she'll be joining us to tell us all about what this year is going to be like.
So it's definitely packed full of women today. We have a lady on nutrition. We also have a female performer.
Of course.
Ladies
we had
in
a
the house.
lady and relationship.
Yes, relationships.
Yes.
And Tewa is coming. Wow, it's raining ladies.
Yes, of course.
And with that...
And calamaris.
Yes, raining calamari too. But hopefully it won't be raining cats and dogs today.
Yeah.
Even after all the heat of yesterday. Let's find out what's with the weather.
That's what she was trying to say all the day. Amazing, amazing performance. Thank you so much, LaBelle. Now, moving quickly on the schedule for the show today, we have nutrition. And today I'm joined by Omawumi Fadairo to discuss nutritional modification for the elderly. Now, Omawumi is a registered nurse and a public health advocate who is on a mission to limit the rate of preventable deaths in Africa by at least 20% by 2030. Hello, Amami. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria once again. So now let's first talk about that agenda of yours. How do you intend to do that?
Yes, I've started, and then I just want to break down those complex information that people know that they need for their health. I want to break it down and ensure that everyone can relate and they can begin to practice. They can begin to, cultivate a lifestyle that can help them to stay healthy so that we can actually limit the rate of preventable death.
That's okay. I mean, this conversation definitely is one of those things because today we're talking about nutritional advice, basically, for the elderly now, nutritional options for the elderly. So now, of course, I know in this part of the world, right, from my experience, what happens is we live our lives the way we want to live it, eat everything we want to eat. And by the time we start clocking 40, 45, we now start saying, oh, no sugar, no this one, no that one, right? Reduce your starch, reduce your, when we're meant to have cultivated our habits all along. So now, for people who haven't necessarily made the perfect life nutritional decisions over the years, and now at elderly, let's say 55 onwards, what would you say is, first of all, the tip or the main nutritional advice for them?
Right. For those who are already older and they probably would not go back to the past to change so many things. Yes, they can begin to, change the kind of food they eat, reduce the salt they take in, cut out some excesses. Like some older people still believe that when they are weak, they should take carbonated drinks.
Okay.
And that's a lot, like it has a lot of sugar already. So they can cut out those from the diet, and they should take a lot of water because that will help them, to reduce the rate at which they even consume those things that they might not want to eat.
Okay.
So take a lot of water to aid digestion, and then,
Yeah, okay. So now, let me even go back a bit and ask, why is it necessary and important for the elderly to pay closer attention to their nutritional options?
Yeah, because in this age, people that are already old, they have a tendency to have a lot of chronic illnesses happening together. I mean, different comorbidity. Someone who has hypertension might also have diabetes, might also, so many things will start showing up. Not because they're not meant to be, but they have never paid attention that these things are likely to happen. Maybe some even have the risk already. They're in a family that's hereditary. So at that time now, they might not be able to do so much, but they can begin to take some steps.
Yeah, so of course, and even also lifestyle choices while they were younger, as we said earlier. So now let's bring it down and zoom in to this particular illnesses, as you mentioned, and nutritional options that will help. For instance, as you mentioned, diabetes now. So someone who's aged and is actually struggling with diabetes, what would you advise? What type of foods would you suggest that they have?
Okay, for someone who is diabetic already, you should reduce your salt intake, sugar especially, and eat more of vegetables. It's because high protein diet, of course, will do so much more in healing, and also would help them to prevent some other complications. So reduce the salt, the sugar, take more of fruits, vegetables.
Yes, because the truth is, what I see is most illnesses, I mean, in that age group, right, I think they kind of even need similar nutritional options, right? So we're talking about the fruits and vegetables across. If we're talking about diabetes, we're talking about maybe weak bones, because sometimes they have knee issues or bone issues and all of that, or they have sight issues or ear issues. Do you understand? So now, what is the best way to consume these meals? Because sometimes, you know how some old people can be like babies. They don't like vegetable. Do you understand? They understand, fine, they need it, but like it might be a struggle. So how would you say they go about infusing this kind of nutritional options into their normal general meals?
Yeah, what I would say is first to identify what these elderly parents want. Some of them, they just want maybe cereals. So since they want cereals, you can decide to fortify the cereal with what you know that they need. For example, for a parent, a mother that likes pap, you could add milk, you could add if they insist on something that is sugary, you could still add a little honey, right? And just, you know, add a lot of things. You could also blend this fruit together and then give them to drink.
Okay,
right?
as smoothies.
Yeah, as smoothies. So it doesn't have to be one certain thing, right? You must eat this. You ask them what they want. They might want it mashed. They might want it, you know, I mean,
Blended,
blended, yeah. So.
Okay, so I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense. As I said, old people can be likened to babies.
Yes.
So I think basically the same way we treat our babies, right?
Yes.
The same way we should treat them, and this one is going to the caregivers of the elderly people. I think the most important thing is for the caregivers to know what is
their preferences.
Yes.
And I would also say that for this elderly, they might not have to eat so much food at once.
Yes.
Because they usually have loss of appetite.
True,
so you just encourage them and then help them to eat little but frequent.
Okay.
So you might give them something little in the morning, maybe apple. Just encourage them again later in the afternoon to eat a little bit, you know, of some morsel of food. Then add plenty of vegetables. They have preference for dry fish, stock fish.
True.
You can also get those things together. They want locally sourced food, like snail, like, bring them together and just encourage them, make it
to eat, and of course, make plantain. I know they like plantain, unripe plantain.
Yes.
I know my grandmother used to chew bitter leaf that I had no idea why or how. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. It's always great talking to you, and we hope you inculcate this into taking care of your elderly ones or into your own diets, because the truth is, the earlier you start, the better for you. All right, so much more to come on Wake Up Nigeria. We're going on a quick break right now, and when we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues.
Welcome back. Yes. And of course, on the couch with us this morning is quite an interesting guest. She's been doing this for 14 years.
Yes, so.
In short, we need to have rolled out the red carpets for her.
She drum roll, please.
Yes, for publisher, analyst, founder, and the CEO of Exquisite Magazine, and the Exquisite Lady of the Year Awards.
Tewa Onosanya is in the building.
Hiya.
Welcome once again.
Thank you. It's always great to be here.
It's been quite a journey.
Yes, it has been. It's interesting you mentioned, well, not interesting, but you mentioned Exquisite Magazine. Exquisite Magazine is 19.
Oh.
And then the Eloy
is 14. Man.
Yeah, so it has been a journey.
It feels like they've worked hand in hand. Both brands have worked hand in hand to keep themselves going.
Yes, definitely. I mean, the magazine started first, and then the awards started, because then there weren't even any award ceremony for women. Okay. It was just Man of the Year, this Man of the Year, that. This was in 2009 when we decided, okay, since Exquisite Magazine is for women, who better celebrate women than us? That's how we started it, and here we are.
14 years later.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now let's talk about the magazine. We have seen magazines sort of phase out, you know, with the birth of blogs and social media.
Like
How have you been able to manage, you know, that shifts, the dynamics in that space?
We move with the times. You know, if you don't move with the time, you're either stagnant or you die, God forbid. But so luckily for us, in 2016, we began to see that, you know, there was a trend. People now preferring to read their things on their mobile phones or laptops and things like that. So we decided to now move and then go into the app. So in 2016, we had our app out. And now we're more digital, seeing as everybody prefers that. So you're either going to the website every day to get your content, or every 2 months you're, you know, getting the emails with the actual digital magazine. So we're moving with the time. I suppose, you know, when things are going in a certain way, you're just like, okay, let's re-strategize. How do we sustain this? How do we make sure that we're still, you know, relevant as well?
Very important.
Sustainability for the magazine, even sustainability for awards.
Yes.
Especially in this space, the women's space. Since you started, a lot of other organizations have come up with a lot of women's awards. But yours still seems to stand out. Why do you think that is?
God. We have to talk about the God factor. I'm a Christian, so we do have to talk about that. It's God and the fact that, you know, we're very, very passionate about celebrating women at Exquisite Magazine or at the Eloise. So it's not just about celebrating women alone. We want to be able to make an impact. And when I say make an impact, we're not saying, okay, yeah, let's celebrate you. No, that's the end of it. We're saying that we want to sustain women empowerment. We can't be playing lip service to women empowerment. We have to, you know, talk the walk, or is it walk the talk?
Walk the talk.
Walk the talk. So when we're talking about women empowerment, we are we're at the forefront of this. And we just don't do an award ceremony where, okay, you come, all the glitz and glamour, that's it. No, we empower women and celebrate women that we can see, visibly see, that are doing something exceptionally well in their different fields. This year, the theme we chose for the award is the year of consistency and guts. This year, it's all about, you know, it's apart from the fact that the Eloise has been consistent for the past 14 years, whether rain or sunshine, sponsor or no sponsor. But the fact that, you know, other women have been consistent in what they have been doing. And for you to be consistent, you have to have that guts. That guts that, you know what, whatever it is, I'm going to go out there. I think that is what sets us apart. And the fact that, you know, thankfully, the Eloise is headed by somebody that's extremely passionate about, you know, empowering women. Which is me.
Of course.
So we push that agenda, and we're not apologetic about it. We push it, you know. So people say to us, sorry, I talk a lot about this. I'm very, very, you know, passionate about it. And, you know, sometimes I feel like it needs to be said. We don't want to be recycling the old people or, you know, just same names over and over again. Every year with the Eloise, we bring in different categories. We bring in different people as well, just to showcase that there are women doing exceptionally well in different fields. This year we have like the intimacy coach. We've never had that before.
Wow. Oh, that's a category.
Yes. We have a category for intimacy
coach.
Yes.
There are quite a few of them now.
There's so many of them. When I saw that category, I was just like, oh my God, really? And then we began to do a research and saw that there are so many. And women want to know about how to be confident intimately. I mean, sorry, I mean,
no, it's okay.
You know, and they are helping people. They are, you know, intimacy coaches. This year, we also have social media experts. A lot of people want to know what to do with their social media pages, make money on, you know,
how to grow their business on social media.
How to grow their business on social media. So we have that category as well. So we're very, very proud of what we have been able to achieve with it, and the sky's the limit.
Wow. Now let's talk about the summit, which is before the awards show. And that is also, I mean, you're having conversations with quite a list of prominent speakers on that list. And you're also talking about women empowerment. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so every year we hold a conference around our big theme. Our big theme is sustaining women empowerment. Like I said earlier, we just don't want people to say women empowerment, and then nothing happens. So the conference this year, we are talking about financial literacy. We need women to be bold enough to talk about money. We need women to know that they can invest as little as 10,000 naira, 250, 400K, whatever. We want women to be financially free. So we're talking about that. We're talking about investment and access to funds as tools to sustain women empowerment, because money talks. So we want to be able to teach women. Even I need to know more about earning more money, spending wisely, not just spending frivolously, but spending wisely.
Access to funds, that's very important.
Yeah, the funny thing is there are so many companies that do have the funds available for women, but women are not accessing it. Women don't even know about it, and women are scared to even access it. You don't see men, you know, getting scared of getting 10 million or 20 million naira loans or things like that. We want to educate women, and we want women to be comfortable talking about money. You know, if you're talking about money to other women, you would now get a bit more comfortable, and then you can say, oh, this is the investment I've made, it's not going well, it's going, and then you can get advice as well. So that's what the conference is about. When you leave the conference, you will have actionable tips that you're going to go away with.
It's
only if you have a coconut head.
that you won't.
I love it when you say actionable. Very, very important.
Very important, because and that's what we do with our conferences and our events. We don't want you to be, you know, motivated and perspire to aspire. And then when you leave the conference,
that's
you're deflated and you're not knowing how to go about it. But this time, every year, actionable tips. It's only if you don't want to take action. That's how you remain where you are. Excuse me.
That's okay.
So you can see the energy radiating out of her right now.
About it.
And of course, this amazing look you're wearing is just the tip of the iceberg. Why? Because the Eloy Awards is also known for being a very stylish event. Everyone goes all out to look amazing. Did you put out a dress code for this year's event?
Yes, there's a dress code this year.
Oh, goodness me. Okay, tell us about it.
So the dress code this year is bold and courageous.
Bold.
So come out as bold as you want to.
Wow, I see a bit of that in your print.
I know, like with the print.
Yeah, with the print. Say it.
As courageous as you want to be, whatever it means to you, come out like that. We want to celebrate your boldness. We want to celebrate your audacity.
Some people are audacious, so.
They should come.
Are you sure? Okay, all right.
Let's see how audacious you are. You know, it's very important for us to celebrate how gutsy people are or bold, because you know you see a lot of people doing other people not being themselves.
True.
We want to celebrate you being yourself. So yeah, bold and audacious.
All right then.
I mean, I like where you are with the themes for the event this year.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it. I know that it's going to be different and it's going to be, you know, exceptional.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really, it's going to be
Good.
exceptional. So,
Who are our hosts this year?
yeah.
Oh, our hosts are Bridget, Bridget Chigwe and Shine.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, they are lady
Nice.
hosts. They were the same ones that hosted last year.
year.
Yeah, and they're doing the conference and the awards again this year as well.
Yeah, but we, I mean, you've done this for 14 years. What's going to make this particular edition different?
Whew, what's going to make it different? The people? The people. Every year we have like a different mix of people. So you would not see the people you necessarily saw last year at this year's event. And then the conference is, you know, mind-blowing. We are talking about people who actually walk what they're talking about. So they're going to be talking to you about things that, okay, ordinarily you might know but not have taken action. But now that you see people that are actually doing it and are successful at it, it would inspire you to think, okay, if she's successful at it, maybe I can do that as well. So, I mean, that's going to be
And you know, one major challenge that a lot of people have had with conferences in the past is not being able to access some of these people because they want after the fact, because they want mentors. I mean, can I be your can you be my mentor, please? All right. Anyways, it's so great always having you here.
So it would be nice to see, you know, a little bit more of these kinds of events come up. Maybe not just once a year. Maybe we can have other events pop up. But I know that there are other things that you're planning. As we're talking, let's head over to the kitchen. We have something
am I
nice.
eating?
Yes, we are.
Oh my God.
You know, please.
All right. So look how stylish she is in some of these.
Bold and courageous.
Yes. I'm always worried about things like that, though, because I feel like, because it's for ladies. The ladies might be popping out a bit too much on the red carpet. What do you think? Are you worried about that at all?
I am never worried about that. Because we will always come out in all our splendor. So whenever you feel comfortable, why not?
Yeah.
It smells good.
Welcome to the kitchen. This is Chef Ben, and this morning he's made for you Mediterranean seafood pasta.
Yes, so
bougie, right?
Oh, I love seafood.
Please go ahead.
Have a taste. Have a taste.
All righty. Thank you.
So there's a bit of Parmesan cheese in there. We have calamari and prawns.
Prawns in there as well.
Yeah. He went all out with that meal.
Oh my God.
Nice. Good.
It's nice and spicy as well.
Yes. Well done, chef. Well done.
Oh, wow, this is really nice. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
loving
you,
how
Tawa. It's always great and amazing to have you and speak with you. You're such an inspiration to a lot of ladies out there.
And doesn't it, as if she doesn't age, I don't understand.
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
I don't
She
understand.
ages in reverse.
In fact, you know what? It's been a pleasure to have you join us today on our Wonder Woman Wednesday.
Literally, apart from Chef Ben, actually.
I love women. But we're going to be back again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., of course.
Yeah.
Right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, of course. It's Atsy Thursday tomorrow, guys. You already know. We have everything all Atsy and art. So, we'll see you tomorrow, people. Have a sweet day ahead.
Bye.